Greetings, this is the Timeshare Traveler. Today is episode 277. This is about booking a $6,000 stay for $135 in maintenance fees. And really, this is an example of doing an exotic vacation by taking advantage of sales presentations. And this was something I was actually just curious to do, and I couldn't believe when I actually figured out this trip that I'm having this weekend with my son, how exotic it is, and how little it actually ultimately cost me. So what I'm going to cover is how you can do these exotic vacations by taking advantage of sales presentations. So the first thing is take the points. Points for presentations far exceed the $125 or $100 or $150 gift card that you get. And then I'll actually show you through how I booked a $6,000 stay. It's actually over $6,000 for $135 in maintenance fees. And then I've got the screenshots of the examples of the booking, how much it costs to book it, and then I've got the screenshot of my reservation. I'll explain how I came up with those numbers. And it's just pretty amazing to me that I am actually able to do this. And then I'll show you, and then follow it up with other examples. So it's not just a one-off. Maybe this is a little more extreme, but I've saved tons of money by leveraging getting points for presentations. So without further ado, let's talk about the points for presentations and why you should do it. Okay, the first thing is the points for presentations far exceed the $125 gift card. And so again, most presentations, when you sit, they'll offer 100, maybe to 200. Majority are closer to 100 for a presentation, owner update, or whatever it is. For example, Hilton Timeshare, they offer somewhere between $40,000 and $80,000 Hilton Honors points. That's equal to 2 to 4 nights, typically. Now maybe not in New York City, but in general, you can get 2 to 4 nights, and that's typical value is somewhere between $300 and $600. So you can easily see the $100 versus up to $600 difference. So it's like a 6-to-1 difference. And the Marriott, just to give you another example, Marriott typically 20,000 to 40,000 Bonvoy points, and that's equal to typically 2 nights. Again, $300 to $400. Again, 3 to 4 times what you get for the card. And then and sometimes they offer destination points, which is I'll use as an example of how I ended up doing this $6,000 vacation for $135. And then WorldMark, they'll offer between 15,000 and 30,000 Wyndham Rewards points. Now that's good for a 1-bedroom for 2 nights, and I've used that in Hawaii, where it's somewhere between $400 and $600 a night. So you're really saving $600 to $1,000. So WorldMark's got a great offer, and if you're using in Hawaii that with a 1-bedroom, that's a huge savings that you get. And so don't just take the $100 when you can get almost $1,000. That's almost a 10-to-1 difference. So these are examples with all the timeshares I've been with, and examples of what I've actually gotten for all the points. Okay, now I'm going to actually talk about how I actually booked the $6,000 stay. It's actually a little more than that, but for $135 in maintenance fees. So I booked the Ritz Carlton Lake Tahoe, and it's a 3-bedroom unit. It's 1,125 destination points for a 2-night stay, doing a weekend getaway. 845 of those destination points were from attending sales presentations. They were actually giving destination points at a couple locations. So my true cost was only 140 destination points that I actually used for that are maintenance fee points, and that's about $135. The cost to book the vacation on Marriott website was over $6,000. It was exactly closer to almost $6,300, $6,386. And I'll show you the actual website here in a minute because I wanted to actually show you the backup. And again, this is an example. I would never have booked this room and never have done. It's just not in my budget, nor would I be. I'm frugal. I would never actually spend this money. So this is an example of using presentations and doing stuff that I never would have got the chance. So I'm kind of almost in shock that I'm going to be doing this. But I get the chance to experience this luxury because I'm an owner. I use presentation points to book most of this day. And as a timeshare owner, I could have booked this property for 1,125 destination points, and that'd be about $1,000 worth of maintenance fees. So it'd be $500 a night. That's still pretty expensive for me. I wouldn't normally do that, but for 2 night stay, maybe again once in a while. I generally wouldn't do that. So that's what it would be like if I just booked it regularly with my maintenance fees, which is something I might do. It's still amazing that you can book the $1,000 worth of maintenance fees and end up with a $6,000 room. And again, this is how being an owner of a timeshare actually saves you money in the long run. I know most people say it's expensive, but this is an example. If you do these kind of things, you actually save significantly, and you pay off what you paid for the purchase of the timeshare relatively quickly. Okay, well, now what you see now is a picture of the actual booking screen on the Marriott website that you can actually book it. I went into TripAdvisor thinking there might be other options, but the lowest option, because this is fairly hard to get this room, was really only on Marriott. There wasn't anything on hotels.com or whatever. And yes, you can stay there for a lot less money and stay in a hotel room, but the 3-bedroom residence, as you can see down below for 2 nights, it isn't the exact dates I'm going because it's those dates are already sold out. But you can see that it's $3,000, and that's for a 1-night stay. It's $3,193 and 12 cents. And then of course I had to double that because it's for 2 nights stay. So that's how I wanted to just show that you actually get $6,300 for the stay. Okay, now I'm showing you actually, this is what you get when you book a reservation. This is sort of the summary of where the points came from. And you'll notice the first 3 of them, it says MVCD plus points promo. That means I got those points as a promotion. And it wasn't a purchase, so that was me attending a sales presentation. And you can see the breakdown of the points applied to each one of those. So the first 3 are promotions, and then the last one is trust points. So those are the actual destination points that I am paying maintenance on, and happen to have some that I actually rolled in 1 year. So what that meant was 985 of the 1125 were from promo points from presentations, 2 different owner updates. 140 points or $135 worth were from points. If I had used 100% maintenance points, it would have been about roughly, when you translate it, it would have been about $1,000. So I just wanted to show the actual booking where it was with a promotion. And then last, here's some other examples of what I have done. I booked a free week in Hawaii near Princeville for 105,000 Wyndham Rewards points. And that's valued at about $400 a night or $2,800. And it's approximately 4 sales presentations or $400 in gift cards. So I'm getting a $2,800 vacation for the equivalent of $400, maybe $500, depending on what you would have got for the sales presentations. Another example is I booked a 5-night stay in Galveston, Texas for 90,000 Hilton Honors points. The 5th night's free. So really I used 4 nights of points. So that's that's a value of roughly $800. I went off peak. It may be a little bit more. I think it's a little bit more, but that's being conservative. And that was done with the equivalent of $200 in gift cards, or $250, even if I got $125. So there's an example of a 4-to-1 option that I talked about. And then another example is I booked a 5-night stay with 70,000 Bonvoy points in California. The 5th night is free, so again, it's the same. The value is of around $800, and just 2 sales presentations, or a 200 in gift cards. So you can see another, again, a great deal. So I just want to show you there multiple times. This example of the 6,000 is definitely an anomaly, but it's not the only good deal. So anyway, I hope you like this video. Don't forget to give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And now I'll tell you a little bit about my channel.
Hi, this is Cliff, and I'm the Timeshare Traveler. Welcome to my channel. The purpose of my channel is to educate those who love traveling in timeshares. I've been an owner for 15 plus years at timeshare ownership. I have elite ownership with Marriott, Hilton, and Worldmark. I have published over 100 timeshare video reviews, and I've published over 95 timeshare tips. I can be found on Facebook at Timeshare Trav, at Twitter Timeshare Trav, and on the web at www.timesharetraveler.com.